All right, so the first half of the sessions will be looking at the speaking test. So today will be on tips on how to be successful in your speaking. All right, so let's look at here. So what we will cover in this session, of course, exam format you know already, and then we will talk about tips and common errors that students commonly make, and introduce ourselves successfully, individual long-term tips, discussion tips, and useful phrases. Okay, let's look at each format. So for the exam format, we have different parts. For the first part will be 3 to 4 minutes is on the interview. All right, so because it will help the interlocutor to know more about you and where you are, your level actually. So usually the interlocutor will guess which level you are in. Okay, when they do the interview questions, knowing more about yourself and asking the question. Interview, we have two phases. The first phase is the basic information about you. The second phase will be other type of questions that is related to maybe your hobbies, your ambition, things like that. Anything related to you. And then the second part will be 3 to 4 minutes also, individual long term. Individual long term, each candidate will be given a speaking card. The topic will be given to them, and also the candidates will also respond to the questions related to their partner's topic. And then the last part will be the discussion. This is part 3 speaking, 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, because this part you have to come to a conclusion whether you agree or disagree with your partner's choice. All right, and then the last part will be higher order thinking skill questions on the last part. All right, so what will we be looking at? We look at 4 parts: grammar, vocab, communicative achievement, overall spoken performance. Now for grammar, vocab, communicative achievement, right? This one will be the assessor who give the marks, 18 marks all together. So that means 6 altogether. 6 times 4, 24 marks altogether. Overall spoken performance will be, the marks will be given by the interlocutor who is sitting in front of you. And then the assessor will be the assessor, the examiner coming from other school. All right. So who will be sitting behind just diagonally behind the interlocutor. All right. Now, approximately altogether, the speaking test will be about 30 minutes and it will be timed. And 25% of your English paper, which is very important because 25 is actually quite a weight. It's 1/4. All right. And then now let's move on to the exam tips and common errors. Until this part, do you have any questions?
No.
No, So let's look at this one, the common errors and the tips. How do we score? For exam tips, right, can you read the first part?
Listen attentively and understand the question asked by the interlocutor by paying attention to keywords. Some questions are not written on the booklet.
Written. This one pronounced as written. Okay, written on the booklet. All right, so listen, it's equally important. And you have to listen attentively and also to the keywords mentioned, because some of the questions is not written on the booklet. So you won't be able to see the question, but you have to hear, you have to listen. So listening is as important as speaking in this test. And then tips number 2, can you read this part?
Answer directly to the point. Do not provide too many details and avoid giving lengthy example.
Lengthy example meaning long, giving a long examples. So much so that that those points are not related to the topic. So lengthy example because you have to know the time. So the moment you start speaking, right, the times they already started timing. And then, so when your turn, if you take over other candidates' times, right, the whole part will be over. So we have to also observe the time as well. So have to be direct to the point and also avoid giving lengthy example, meaning you give those example not so much related to the point, or sometimes it's just too detailed, just too long. But you need to elaborate. From over the past years of experience as an examiner, I noticed that our students, majority are not able to give lengthy example, majority. Only a few who are very fluent in their speaking, they tend to be more specific, they tend to elaborate in further details. So I have already told the students not to do that, only one or two, but the rest, they're okay. Yeah, so have to be more observant in terms of the time observations. So you have to straight to the point. All right. And then tips number 3, can you read this point?
Speak in a calm and confident voice, which is audible and not too loud.
Audible.
Maintain
Audible. This one pronounced as audible.
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 And
Can you
not
write
too
down this word audible? Do you understand the meaning audible?
no.
Audible means can be heard. Can be heard. Just remember the assessor is sitting right behind the assessor. So if you only speak, if the voice is too soft, only the interlocutor can listen, barely listen. And what about the assessor who is sitting behind? And the assessor has three parts holding their hands. So the 3 parts will be gone with the wind. All right. So I have a number of students also whose voice is who spoke in a softer tone of voice. So that really affects the assessor's hearing. The assessor cannot hear, and the assessor also cannot put the marks on the marking sheet. So it's very important that students have to be speaking in a louder voice, but not too loud now. Like this, no. Calm, confident, and loud enough that the person behind the interlocutor can hear it. Okay, and also remember confident. So it's not the matter of rushing or to show that you are fast or fluency. Fluency doesn't mean that you have to be fast in terms of your speaking. So you need to be calm and confident. And number 4, can you read this?
Maintain eye contact and use hand gestures.
Gestures. This one pronounced as gestures. Okay, gestures Gestures means 姿态，你的姿势。So your hand gestures you can just relaxingly place on the table or on your feet, on your thigh. Okay, so just do not focus on your hand. Remember, if you focus on your hand, it will be distractive. So maintain eye contact. I have students who actually come from a weaker class, and that students, I told her that because in class she usually show timidity, she has problem in terms of speaking and not so much of and also social interaction. She has problem to interact with other people. So I told her you have to change yourself. Now, even when you are not able to elaborate a lot, but your gesture will help you. If you are able to see eyeball to eyeball, like you can see, you have the eye contact to the interlocutor and also to your partners, and your confidence level is uplifted. And of course, your content will also be affected also. Because when the student starts speaking, right? So, and she spoke in a louder voice at that time, my goodness, my jaw was dropping because she performed exceptionally well. Because she's from like a mouse and becoming to a tigress. And she speaks so well because the reason is because she raised her voice and she speaks loud, even though all the sentences are simple sentences, but she gained a good marks, really. So I think the gesture, actually eye contact gesture, our body language actually can help in terms of boosting our self-image, and also when this is actually, it has to do with psychological effect, If your hand gesture, your eyes, if you think that you are okay, you pretend you are okay, you pretend you are good enough, right? So psychologically speaking, right, mentally speaking, it will change somewhat of your content. You are able to strike up the conversations. Okay. For this part, you have any questions? Yeah, any questions on this part, Noah? Okay, let's move on to this. Okay, common error number 1. Can you read this one?
Failure to maintain eye contact and speaking too softly.
Failure. This one pronounced as failure. Failure. Say one more time.
Failure.
Failure, not failure, failure. Okay. So this one, I have students also who look at the look at the table, look at the tie, look at the hand, and I'm not sure why the students are not able did not show the eye contact with me. I think maybe he or she was very nervous at that time. So just look at, so that also affect her performance as well. So don't speak too softly. I say, huh? I can't hear. So if I cannot hear, what about the assessor behind? Totally cannot hear. So the marks is very low for this part. Second part. All right, can you read this one?
Giving short yes, no answer or one word answer for interview questions.
Yes, I also have student like this who is in other class. Okay, so student say yes, no, one word or one phrase. The most is one phrase. And then what else? So the teacher have to give the prompt questions. So the moment you ask, you have to have the teacher to ask the prompt question, your marks is already at 2 already at that part. And then from 2 moving downward, number 1. And pausing too long, okay? So another one, I think, yeah, it's on number 5, pause too long. Student was thinking how to say, what to say, and his or her partner did not jump in to help. If you think that your partner is pausing too long, quickly you jump in because it will also save your mark too. What do you think about this one? You help your partner. If your partner have problem in terms of getting the answers, elaborating the idea, you can say, do you think that let's say, okay, wearing school uniform. So let's say that point he is not able to strike out the idea about school wearing uniform, and you can say, do you think wearing school uniform is welcome by among our students? You can ask these questions to help your partner to continue on. If you have idea, you phrase it, you rephrase it into questions to ask your partner. Then your partner will be able to, oh, I get what you mean. Then your partner continue to speak. Then it's your turn. So you also, the interlocutor will also see, oh, you are able to help your partners as well. But of course, you shouldn't jump in too fast because we have to look at the partners and then you know how to continue on your part. Okay, number 3, can you read this part, number 3?
Not elaborating enough when presenting an opinion in a discussion.
Yes, this is the part that most students have the problem the student face, not elaborating. Not elaborating meaning you are not able to give more information about that point. Okay, number 4.
Giving too many or too little examples. Quoting irrelevant. Quoting irrelevant examples and not explaining examples given.
I think usually students who are nervous, right, they probably may sway away from the topic and giving examples that is not related to the topic. Okay, and up until here, do you have any questions for 3, 4, and 5?
No.
No, yeah. So moving on. Okay, let's dive deeper. Okay, interview. This one is the general questions. This one, of course, you definitely know these are the main questions about your name. And then the interlocutor will say, good morning or afternoon. I am so and so, and this is my colleague. The assessor, she will just listen to us. First of all, we would like to know something about you. Now, the main questions, the candidate A, so the interlocutor will ask, what's your name? And the person will say, so I have students, when we ask, what's your name? And the candidate will say, my name is so-and-so, and I live in where, blah, 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 blah. That's not straight to the point. You're giving too much detail, okay? And you can say, later we'll show the example, candidate B, and what's your name? Where are you from? how do you go to school? So these are the questions, you just answer straight to the point. Okay, these are the backup points by the interlocutor. Will ask if students are not able to understand the questions. We will say, how should I address you? How should I call you? Okay, where do you live? Do you walk to school? All right, something like this. All right, and then next one. So let's look at this one. Can you read this one? How to answer? Say your full name. My name is. Can you read this part?
My name is George.
Garros. Garros.
George Garros. You can call me George.
Okay. Say your town and state.
I'm from Tawau, Sabah.
This is my hometown. So okay, you mentioned your own city or town and then the state. And can you read this part?
I walk to school is a 10-minute walk. I go to school by bus. My parents send me to school every day.
Okay, this one you can say it's a 10 minutes walk. If you want to, you don't have to divide it. If this apostrophe S, you can say it is a 10-minute walk. All right. Okay, next. Now, I'm going to ask you about your daily routine. Also, this is the phase 2. Phase 2 also question related to you, but in a more detailed manner. For example, what do you usually do during the weekend? Tell us about your hobby. How many siblings do you have? What subjects do you enjoy at school? So of course the question will not just only on these 4 type of questions. We may also ask you, what's your ambition? What kind of video games do you like to play? Do you have any idols that you follow, you look up to? Do you have any person that you admire? So anything related to you, but we will focus on the routine. Okay, what do you normally do after you wake up in the morning? So interlocutor will only ask 1 questions out of the 4 questions. Okay, all right. So how do you spend your weekend? What do you do to occupy your time? Are you the eldest in your family? Tell us about your favorite subject. All this. All right. So, of course, favorite subject is not about daily routine, but it's more on your personal, personal information about yourself. So, in this part, the interlocutor will actually starting to guess your level, okay, by looking at how you answer that questions. Okay. Now, let's answer this. Okay, what do you usually do during the weekend? Junia, can you read this one? Yeah.
I usually go for my music lesson, tuition classes, where I practice my drums, singing, piano, math, language.
Okay, did you notice they use relative pronoun where? Okay, because it's talking about this is the place where the person learn about all these things. And then how about the second part?
I usually help my parents with house chores and try to finish my homework.
Chores. This pronounces chores. Okay, chores. Okay, next. Sorry.
I usually go out with my family and friends to eat out or watch a movie at cinema.
Okay, so these are the 3 different answers to these questions. And tell us about your hobby. Can you read this one?
My hobbies are playing badminton and working out. Along with this, I also enjoy cooking. I enjoy spending time in the nature. I like hiking and camping.
Hiking, okay. And then this?
I like learning new skills. Recently, I've learned how to walk and pick up Spanish.
Do you know the meaning rock?
No.
Rock. Usually people do video recording and also and for the daily entries like a journal. But the journaling usually what people do is they write down on a book, exercise book or whatever book, or some people, they write journal online digitally, and some people, they do video recording on what is happening to their daily lives. They do video recording, so it's called log. Do you understand? So, and they post it on social media for people to know about their world. So this is called vlog. Have you, of course, when you watch YouTube, right, a lot of videos are vlogging. So it's more about their personal life. Okay, so vlogging, you can use this one. This one is right down here, vlogging. All right. Have you seen people do vlogging before? YouTube people, those YouTuber?
Oh yeah,
Yes, a
by
lot, right?
celebrity.
You yourself also do vlogging, right? Have you done this before?
No.
No, right? Okay, vlogging. Okay, so vlogging is just like writing a diary, but you are not using pen to write, but using video to record your personal daily life. So this is called vlogging. Okay, next. Now I'm going to ask you, so we enter phase 2. Okay, so this is the next question, still at part 1. How many siblings do you have? Can you read?
I don't have any sibling. I am the only child.
Mm-hmm.
I have an elder brother and a younger sister.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 siblings. I'm the middle child. I'm the youngest child. I'm the eldest child.
Okay, good. And then what subjects do you enjoy at school?
I enjoy learning English because I find it interesting and fun. Science has always been the subject I enjoy most because I like studying about human and nature. I enjoy the art classes because I like to create new things and practice my creativity.
Okay, great. Okay, moving on here. Any questions on this?
No,
No, yeah? Okay, so move on. Now we go to the long terms, individual long terms. That means all the candidates will be given a topic and the person had to do a speaking on that. Okay, so we call it long term. It's individual talk for longer and sustainable speech. Okay, it's not so much about speak, but your opinion. Question something like, now they are receiving a topic. Candidate A meaningful activity. Talk about a meaningful activity that you had recently. So they will give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 directions to talk on. So usually they have this is called a guided questions. All right. Can you read the questions? What the activity was?
what the activity was, what you did, why it was meaningful, it if you think it is beneficial activity for students, why or why not.
And candidate B, your favorite festival. Talk about your favorite festival. Can you read this?
What the festival is, how you celebrate it, why you like it. If celebrating festivals is important in Malaysia, why not?
Yes, and there is actually one more questions. After candidate A share about these 4 directions, 4 areas, and then there will be one question directed to B. B will answer the question which is related to candidate A's topic. Likewise, candidate B, there will be one questions for candidate A related to candidate B's questions. Okay, let's move on to the sample here. A meaningful activity. Talk about a meaningful activity that you had recently. All right, Junia, can you say this one?
Last May, my school organized a Teacher Day celebration. As the school prefect, I was asked to work together with other prefects to plan activities for this special day. My friends and I created a video to thank our teachers who have worked so hard to teach us during this pandemic. It was such a meaningful day because I can see the teachers were touched by the video we made. In my opinion, activities like the definitely will strengthen the bond between students and the teachers.
Okay, activities like this, definitely. Say again, definitely.
Definitely.
Definitely. Can you write it down? Definitely. Definitely means
Yeah.
what? What does that mean? Definitely.
肯定
Certainly, yes, correct. And this one pronounces prefect, not perfect. It's prefect. Okay, and sister. Okay, sister, not sister. Sister. Okay. All right. Now, let me ask the questions. You answer, yeah? What the activity was? How did the person answer? What the activity was?
My school organized a Teacher Day celebration.
Good job. And what you did? Answer?
My friend and I create a video to thank our teachers who have worked so hard to teach us during this pandemic.
Okay, so you can start from here. As a school prefect, I was asked to work together with other prefects to plan activities for this special day. And further an example, further detail, further information, my friends and I create a video to thank our teachers who have worked so hard to teach us during that pandemic. Okay, so first to plan, second, create video to thank the teachers. Okay, two parts. So this is how the person answer why it was meaningful. Why?
Because I can see the teachers were touched by the video we made.
Good job. And then if you think it is a beneficial activity for students, why or why not? How to answer?
Activities like this definitely will strengthen the bond between students and teachers.
This one, can you say again? Definitely, not definitely. TE you cannot pronounce separately. It's not definitely, it's definitely. Say again.
Definitely.
Yes. Okay, you have to, if talking about opinion, right, you have to say, in my opinion. You need to include this linker, in my opinion. All right, understand? Now, let's move on to the second. Your favorite festival. Talk about your favorite festival. Can you read this part?
My favorite festival is the Christmas festival. It is celebrated in December. During this festival, shopping malls are usually decorated with colorful lights and Christmas decor. I like this festival because I get to see and spend time with my family and relatives over Christmas dinner. I think celebrating festivals is important because it can strengthen family bonds.
Okay, this one pronounced as relatives. Relatives, 亲戚. Relatives got two meaning. One is about the figures, like maths we use a lot of relatives. We use a lot of relatives. Okay, now for your relatives, you say relatives, my relatives. Okay, relatives. All right. Now answer the questions. What the festival is. Can you say the full sentence?
My favorite festival is Christmas festival.
So did you see the person add an adjective? He said, my favorite festival is not, okay, so it's not just the festival. Okay, my favorite festival. Okay, how you celebrate it? Can you say it? So he said, oh, sorry. He said, my favorite festival is Christmas festival. He give more example. It is celebrated in December. More example. All right. So how you celebrate it?
During the festival, shopping malls are usually decorated with colorful lights and Christmas decor. I like this festival because I get to see and spend time with my family and relatives over Christmas dinner.
Yes, okay, so which means that now I think this one, I think the person elaborate a lot what the festival is. I think he has already stretched all over to the Christmas decor here. Okay, during this festival, shopping malls are usually decorated with colorful lights and Christmas decor. You know what's the meaning of decor?
布置
布置 decoration. Decor is the short form of decoration. Decor, Christmas decor. All right, and then how you celebrate it? How you celebrate it? So he said that he combined these two. First, First he said that because I get to see, that means he actually enjoy going to the shopping mall to to look at those Christmas decor and colorful lights, and also time spent with the relatives. Okay, and relatives, why? I think there's I like this festival because I get to see and spend time with my family and relatives over Christmas dinner. All right, and then the last part. If celebrating festival is important in Malaysia, why or why not? Can you answer the whole?
I think celebrating festivals is important because it can strengthen family bonds.
Yes, family bonds. Okay, bonds, not bone bone 是骨头 bonds，ND bonds 就是 bonds 就是家人之间的关系，可以巩固家人之间的关系。Okay, all right, next. All right. So part 2 also again, there will be a questions directed to candidate B. What kind of meaningful activities you would like to take part in? This question is not shown on the paper. There's no, so you have to listen very carefully. So candidate B, how candidate B should answer a question like this? Can you read this part?
I would like to participate in keeping the environment clean. For example, activities such as beach cleaning and town cleanup.
Okay, I think red is very, sorry, I used the wrong color. So I think maybe, oh, no, not this one. Easier. Okay, easier to look at. All right, so this person, he would, instead of like thinking about, because the beginning part, the meaningful activity is about the teacher's day, right? And candidate B will say that I would rather want to participate in activities related to the environmental cleaning. So like beach cleaning or town cleaning up. Okay. So this one is actually has been done a lot by our school students. That's why what I can think of is other activities that the person can think of. So if it is you, what kind of meaningful activities would you like to take part in? Can I hear from you for this part? Even you have never taken part in that kind of activity. So can you think of other activities that you can take part? Meaningful, which is meaningful?
We can go have a family day during the weekend so that we can improve our relate our
Relationship
relative
with our
relationship with our
friends
family
and
member.
family. Okay, yes, you can say that part. You can also say there are many other activities such as what visitations to the orphanage, a visitation to the old folks home, orphanage or old folks home. Okay, or taking care of the or go to the animal shelter to take care of those abused animals. Or so these are we call it or you can say the joining the activity which is organized by the non-profitable organization, for example volunteering work, helping the volunteering work, there are a lot of volunteering works like beach cleanup, town cleanup, or river cleanup also. So these are called volunteering work. All right. So the first one is volunteering work. The second one just now that I mentioned are those old folks homes or orphanage home also. Okay. Also, family going out with family, spend time with them is also considered important and meaningful activities. Okay, now let's go to the favorite festival. Questions to candidate A. What festival do you like and why? Can you read this one?
I like the Christmas New Year festival because I get to visit my relatives, open houses. Usually, I would also receive money, which is a tradition in this festival.
Tradition. Okay. Do you understand the meaning? Which word do you don't understand, or you understand all?
Can I understand all?
You can understand all, right? So this person is talking about the Chinese New Year festival. Just Chinese New Year is a festival, just like Christmas is a festival, or Deepavali or Hari Raya. All these are festival. And why? And so, how did the person answer? Why? Can you say because?
Because I get to visit my relatives, open houses.
And the person elaborate more why he get to, so he more answer is given. Okay, he give example why he like to visit his relatives open house, and what's the answer?
Usually, I would also receive money, which is a tradition in this
Festival, yes. So why he loves, so because he also get to receive the money, ambao, we call it ambao, a red packet, which is a tradition in this festival. If you want to elaborate more, it will be better. You can say, normally it is those who are married, who give the ambaos to those who are still single. Okay, you can add on information to help the interlocutor to understand your ideas and your ability to elaborate more. Okay, for this one, it's just I give a very short answer, but actually you can still elaborate a little bit more, maybe one or two sentences extra.